Hey, I do believe we are live. It's technically just me in here. Hey, it's me and one other person. It's nice having you here. Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another Conscious Evolution. Today's stream topic is about doing what we're doing what we say we're gonna do. I'm gonna heat up this Dynavac. Watch. Boom. Warm. I'm gonna comment on flavor. Tastes nice. Boom. Again. I'm gonna stop joking soon. I don't know why this one is struggling to give me vapor, but love is true. Today's stream topic is about doing what you say you're gonna do. It's something that I had many a fight with my dad growing up as a child. Something that I saw my dad and my mom fight about a lot growing up as a child. Something I see people fight about now that I'm no longer a child. If you say you're gonna do something and you don't, that's like a surefire way of getting people's minds all schizoided, you know? And even though it is something I very strongly believe in, it's not always so easy, right? And this is where I feel today's nuance is going to come on with the conversation. Because there is a certain balance that needs to be had. I don't even know if it needs to be had. Maybe there's a certain balance that I try to reach in my own expression. When it comes to the amount of things that I want to tell you, friends, the things I want to say I will do, and the amount of things I can do, right? Because I want to do a lot. I do. And I've said a lot of things in this stream about what I want to do. And some of it I've done, but not all of it. And I wonder, is there is there a limit? Can I just keep talking about the things I want to do? And as long as I do it, it's okay. I can keep going indefinitely. Or should I only share the things that I can execute in a realistic time frame? You tell me, like I'm actually asking, right? And I'm asking this from the perspective of how have you adjusted your behavior, noticing how you're interfacing with this world. Are you a little bit more active? Hello, Izana. It's nice having you here. Are you a little bit more active with your verbalization of the things that you want to do and then end up doing it? Are you active in your verbalization of things you want to do and then you don't end up doing it? Are you active in your verbalization of things you want to do? Then you start doing it, then you stop doing it? Are you not active in your verbalization thereof and then you do it? Are you not active in your verbalization of it? Then you start doing it, but then you stop doing it, and then you don't feel too bad about it because you didn't tell anybody about it. I can keep going, but I guess you get what I'm trying to say right now. What is the right answer? Can you tell me? What the fuck is this empty box? That's the way it be sometimes. Sometimes I have to talk to myself for 3 minutes, you know. And I'm okay with that. I can do the whole stream, I think. Can I do the whole stream just talking to myself? I think I'll grow progressively more crazy, but I think it's possible. Sending you love and Sam. And love is Anna and Joy Vive and Jovan. What a blessing having you here with me. Mm. Thank you for saying you'll show up and showing up. It's very cool of you. It's very impressive, actually. I came in halfway through the barrage of questions. I wish I had heard all of it. This is a big topic for me. For me too, Lozana. This one is very close to my heart, very personal to my experience. If we're going to say it in a bunch of different ways. Because I know my creative mind outpaces by an exponential my applicable mind, my realism, my remembrance that I am a physical form and I need to interface with this world in a physical way. All right? It's like the joke we've been making about me wanting 25 kids. All right? I can say shit like that. I can say I want 25 kids. But doing it, but doing it, that seems like a lot of work, yo. That seems like a lot of work. Seems like a cash. Seems like a check my mouth is, cashing that my life doesn't want to cash. I'm totally butchering that analogy. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say it. We don't do checks here in South Africa. We don't do checks. But you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. Like my life at this point at the very least isn't exactly interfacing with reality in a way where I can have 25 kids. It's not possible, right? It's literally not possible. Well, it can't happen. Can't happen. But it's something we say. Something we say. Do I say I will? I never said I will have 25 kids. It's more like a want. Big family kind of thing. Imagine the parties. Imagine the parties you could throw, right? Your family is more than enough people to have a whole event. Oh, man. Yeah. So, rolling it back just a little bit to relate to you again, Loisana. This fractal of the things that we're capable of saying, our imagination, having this idea, this hope, this trajectory, and then life happens kind of vibes, right? There are other things that get in the way. There are challenges arise that could not be predicted in the moment when the imagination was still active. There are financial obligations. There are other people that need to bring their part, need to give you permission to, need to give you money so that you can, right? So there's so many other things, other nodes, other cogs in this machine to realizing in some ways the things that you say you're gonna do, right? And then we're back at the same question of like, how much do you say you're gonna do? Because I don't think not saying you're gonna do stuff is helpful either. And there is some sort of like psychological, conversation to be had about you saying you're gonna do something to someone, and that, depending on your personality type, encouraging you to do it more. Yeah. We're capable of doing a lot. Maybe we can bring it back to that, Louisiana, because this is a topic that can like generate some sense of shame or guilt or somber. Oh, if only I did all of the things I said I was gonna do, kind of vibes. And then bringing it back to reminding ourselves that we can. We can say, I am gonna do something and then do it. I can say, I'm gonna go and cook my friends a meal and then do it, right? And then it's done. And in that way, I feel like there is a certain level of rapport, is one word, experience is one word. This is a specific word I'm looking for. You gain a reputation. There it is. Reputation. Hey Google. Define reputation. A belief or opinion that are generally held about someone or something. A widespread belief that someone or something has a particular characteristic. And I think this is where my ego gets like very caught up in this conversation about doing what I say I'm gonna do. Is because it is very, very particular about what it wants that particular character to look like, right? And the ego, the I, not the I that is unchanged, but the ego, the I that Melt is, wants to be reliable, wants to be calm, wants to generate that sense of calm in other people, wants to be, again, consistent in that way, wants to be someone that you can, I did use the word before, but rely on. I'm looking for another word now again. Trustworthy, maybe is another one.
Well,
Mm.
I love fucking not so much. I think it would be worthwhile for us to search for actual nut farmers near us and just go to them directly
And buy
and
nuts.
bulk buy.
Yeah, no, it's not. And I did the
Because they're
math,
also very good for like.
just chowing quickly, snacking. They're so expensive right now, and that's the thing that like
That's what I'm
switches
saying.
my
It would be
brain.
worth.
Yeah,
Like
we
I
buy,
love it
like-
so much. It would actually be worth just like trying to get a
Mm.
fractal like that going like just directly with a nut farmer.
I don't even know, like, because maybe we can find almonds close, but I don't know if
Yeah.
we can find pecan.
Yeah, it's
That's like
but we see what we can
Mozambique.
find, but it's a fractal to explore because
Buy more nuts.
rots off it.
Yeah, they basically
Can
cost
bulk
more than
buy.
chicken.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you go to a farmer and you like bulk buy, like
It should be.
you'll get good price.
Just imagining them dropping like a 50 kilogram barrel of nuts here, dude. And us putting like a spout on it though.
Because
Putting
it's all
glass
max.
underneath.
You can weigh out your portions. You can make like 3 baggies a day. This is how much you intake.
Your calories.
This is
Yeah, we've been talking about Melt Munch as well.
Mm.
Like I do want to create like an energy bar eventually. Because when you're at these festival environments, things are so chaos and so
in general. I think we're not gonna be cooking for very much longer. We're gonna have nuts. We're gonna have melt munch. We're gonna be able to 3D print nutrients. We're gonna have like fucking. I told you I will live off of paste.
I like this idea
If I
because
get
then I don't have to
everything
cook.
paste, if I get everything paste and it gives me everything I need, I will live off of everything paste.
You just squeeze.
It can taste
scoop
like
up
water, like I
everything.
said last time. It tastes even if it tastes like nothing.
Suddenly you got everything you need. I don't know if I like that idea, bro. I like the idea of having something like that for if I need it. But I don't like the idea of people everything pasting themselves. So you do know Soil and Green is people.
Hmm? Oh.
Soylent Green is people, John.
Yeah. Okay, I get my.
You cannot nutrient paste. I don't know if do you know the Soylent Green is people, Fractal?
No.
There's a movie where they have like this nutrient paste essentially, but it's called Soylent Green. It's like a shake, and they make it out of people.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Max, I don't know where the remote is.
No? You got it?
I don't know where the remote is. Don't يسكلم خاطر. Oh, sorry. Sorry, sorry.
He notices the camera standing there. He's like, is that a camera standing there? I'm like, yeah, I do live streams. He's like, why? Why are you doing live streams? And I go, because I can. Because I can. Because that is something I can do. Because. Just because. No ifs, whats, or whens. No rhymes or reasons. Because I can. Yeah. Why did you do what you were gonna say? Why did you do what you said you were gonna do? Because I can. Because it brings me great. I'm having a hard time wording right now. Because it brings me great pleasure to do what I said I'm gonna do. And I'm pretty sure it will bring you great pleasure too. Tell Mel to start it all over again. I did. I do sometimes in these streams repeat myself. Apparently, you're supposed to say something 3 times to someone. If you're trying to explain an idea or a concept or uh, communicating something emotionally close to you, apparently, you're supposed to say it to the average person in 3 different ways before it makes sense to them. And that is something I have, in part, employed, both for myself and for all of us, because some of you friends join later than others, and I don't want you necessarily to not be present with the live stream, so I give you cliff notes. Love is true. Hi, Melt. There's a difference between saying you want to do things for yourself and saying you want to do something for someone else. That's a really good distinction you're making as well, that adds a significant amount of complexity. And I think that's an important distinction to make as well, based on how you feel about it, right? Because doing the things you say you want to do for yourself feels good, pretty much unanimously. But it might not be the same for someone else in that way, in little ways. I think if you say you're going to do something that involves someone else and you realize it's not happening, you need to communicate that. Yeah, bless. I completely agree, Nancy. That openness is what's most important. I think this is my biggest failure as a mom, just saying things like, hey, let's play a board game tonight. And then we don't. Because everyone gets busy and I forget about it. And even if I do remember, something stops me from asking again. Maybe because I don't want to be rejected. So, number one, I'm extremely forgetful. And number two, I don't ever want to be a nag. On the other hand, sometimes I need to speak things into being. Like, I thought about making an album for about 127 years, but I never said a word until I had done enough work for it to become a reality. Then I had to put it out verbally into the universe in order to get the job done and have that accountability. I'm one of the people that Lois Dana was actually willing to share her album with. And it's beautiful, you know. So not only do you have that, like the whole insecurity, right, of not being received well, being rejected. Like you even overcame that fractal as well. Nut farmers, could you barter for nuts? I hope so. I'll sell them flowers. I'll make them all the flowers. Reality, bless again. No, there are no checks in SA. How is that possible? I think we used to have checks, but checks went away. Hey Google, why did checks go away in South Africa? The decision was taken due to the numerous challenges associated with the uses of checks. These challenges include a lengthy processing period, fraud perpetrated through the issuing of checks, and yeah, so in 2020, we stopped doing checks. South Africa to stop issuing and accepting checks from the year 2021. So, yeah, we don't do checks in South Africa. And by the time that happened, or by the time checks were a thing, I never had the money to give people checks. So I've never cashed, or is it cashing a check? I've never cashed a check, and I've never written a check for someone else to cash. We do EFTs. We have really good online banking here in South Africa. I can on my banking app easily send you cash if I knew your details. We have like Venmo built into our banks. So the use for checks kind of fell by the wayside. Lois, my sister, is the family nag. We all know if we really want something done, tell her and she will make it happen with her Nagatha energies. Nagatha energy. Of her Nagatha powers. Don't be afraid to use yours. She is enabled by hers. How about that? That is a beautiful perspective to share, and thank you for that, Sam. The family nag. I am a family nag as well, for what it's worth. No, no way, Melt. Say it ain't true, Melt. Say it ain't true. You Melt. You nag about things that you want and things that you think ought be better. Not you, Melt. No, you wouldn't. Not you. Me totally. So totally. Also not so expensive here too. Yeah, his timing was impeccable. Meld, I love, takes big points and then says nuts. John doesn't like to chew his food and wants everything phased. I have a good recipe for everything phased. It's a backpacking recipe. It is very nut heavy. How about that? You have an everything paste. What the hell is with this conversation? We got taken for a ride. I'm hearing tire squeals with a change of topic in the stream. What is actually what's happening is John thought of something and decided to say something to Mel. Too much stuff is happening, and now there's company, and they can't open the gate. Yeah, and then awkwardly standing with the gate in between you and a person, pacing back and forth because it feels like a barrier on a psychological level. That guy is actually famous. That guy, technically, like on South African standards, very famous guy. He says he's gonna go and perform somewhere, and then a bunch of people show up to watch him. They pay for tickets, right? He earns enough money to pay John to do his sound engineering for him in the background, right? That's why he came and fetched John. So yeah, and it's nice. It's nice for me to talk to people like that, because you realize in these moments that they're just a person. They're just a person, just like you. They're not any more special, even though they might have more ability to do the things they say they're gonna do. They're not any more powerful than you. They might just have more people that are willing to help. And I hope that we can get to a point where all of us have the help we need. Super mega ultra guilty. This year has been one of pruning for me, trying to only take on what I can handle. Meanwhile, stray cats are distracting me by dropping empty bowls at my feet. Oh, kitties. Feed the kitties, Joe. Yeah, you should start feeding the kitties. Now suddenly, you are that lady in the new Puss in Boots movie, you know, that has like the multiple bags of food in her apartment, and it has that whole trough that she puts cat food in. Just for what it's worth, that lady was one of my favorite characters in the whole movie. Oh, I had no idea their house is actually like a clown car. What? That happened when you're in a Disney princess. It's your destiny. So much love is your fun. Yeah, the push and pull. I love more than I want to sleep. Why couldn't I have been born a sleeping beauty? What would that be like? What would that be like? Would you fall in love with the person? Would you fall in love with the person that you go from sleeping to opening your eyes again, and then you see like some guy, even some girl for me, I guess, leaning over me? I don't think I would jump to conclusions, as in the conclusion of this person is the love of my life. No, probably not. Why are you kissing corpses, dude? Stop. No, please stop it. No, don't. Oh, no, no. Let me repeat chat again. Pretend like I didn't say any of that. He sounds like Christian saying, I don't know how you talk to those people for so long. External communication to self has been helping, wiring it down and revisiting. Yeah, challenging. Challenging your own thoughts. Did you know that's something you can do? You can think something, and it cannot be true. It can be absolute hogwash. And you can be like, oh, actually, thoughts. Actually, no. Actually, I am a great person. Actually, I am valued in my society and by my community, actually. You can say to your thoughts. And do say that, please. Please do say that. External communication to self. Self communication. Bless you again. By the way, hi Nancy and Mojo. Thank you, Lovazana. LA, is your album available on a streaming service? Suddenly she's quiet. Maybe she sent you the link. But I think it is, right? I think it is available on a streaming service. Send it to us again, Lovazana. Guys, it's so beautiful. It really is. It really is beautiful. I actually have Louisiana's music in one of my Don't Close tabs. That's so awesome. Do send your music and share your music tab on the Discord at the very least, Louisiana. It's so tranquil. It's it's what it would be like. I've seen Louisiana and I've heard her voice because she practices yoga with me. Her music is like her, gentle and like thought provoking. I want to say the word soft, but not in a bad way, in a like comforting way. Comforting. Maybe you can say the word comforting. Her music is very comforting and gentle. You'd like it. I wonder if she's in the background sending links right now. I'm gonna hit this Dynavap one more time and then say goodbye. We did what we said we were gonna do, and that is show up for another day. Look at us making moves. Don't you have more open tabs than a porcupine has quills, Jovan? Oh, goodness. This feels like relatables. You want to know how many tabs I have open on my phone right now? 56. Work's going really well, actually, Joyviv. We managed to get the output we were looking for last night. We've been really struggling with these models to get them to output proper flowers. And last night we managed. Maybe I should show you? Fine. Fine, I'll show you. Not maybe. Definitely I will show you. It's gonna take some time to boot up. That's why I was contemplating. I was like, do I want to turn my computer on? And then wait for it to turn on. And then have it be on. He probably knows. Little fairy person.
Even Lord.
Demon Lord, of course, as you do. Do not look at my mess. Let me lengthen your neck. Let me lengthen your legs. Go gadget. There we go. There are my Maxine pieces that she sent me. Is this good enough? Here's my crystals from Joy Vive with my palm stone. Thank you, Joy. Has a little home right there. Here's my lizard that Vessel 3D printed me. My lizard. Here's a jar. Let me take you to my folder. Woo. No, Mr. Mosquito Zapper. So we got, this is the one we're using. We got this output yesterday. And the festival is called Bloom. So Bloom it will do. Nice, right? Very sexy. And if you're like, how Melt? How one do so? It's a piece of software called Stable Diffusion. Well, I don't know if it's software. Is it? Yeah. It's like basically running AI locally. I should pretend to like type things. Oh, hacker man. Boom. Now I got a user interface, so I can tell that card what it's supposed to do. And then I can do stuff like this. Let me use one of these better models. Let me import some information quickly. It's not in my scripts. The problem is, oh yeah, it might be in my Forge. Yeah. All right, now I can import all of these. And let's do a shorter video at first, just to see if we can get something we'd like. Let's do 512 by 512 as a starter. Let's use a better model here. Let's do 34 steps. Let's do 60 FPS, but make it a little bit slower. And there we go. And then you can even watch it. You can watch it build frames. And then you can technically watch as these frames are being built. Look at that. This is what we're building right now. I don't think this output's gonna be good particularly, but yeah, proof of concept. We just made that. We just ran a bunch of electrons through transistors, and then we made that. It's not particularly good. It's not that good, but that's good enough for me to want to reprompt it and like make it go a little bit longer. You know what? I'm gonna do 34 seconds. And then we'll make it HD this time as well. And you can see the difference. Like this was 500 by 500 pixels we just pushed. And it like you watched it. Those pixels. Now this is again the quality we can expect to use. I'm gonna do 44 inpainting steps. This is fine. That's fine. All right. And now, watch the speed difference. Like it was doing like 17 iterations per second, so it turns the fractal to noise and then pulls information, noise, pull information, noise. Could do that 17 times in a second. With the HD, it does it 1 times a second. And it has to do it 44 times for each and every single frame I ask it to generate. And then afterwards it does this inpainting thing where it like adds frames in between as it moves out. Let me show you. Let's see together what this output's gonna look like. I hope it gives me a nice thick flower again the way it just did. That is what I'm hoping for. No. This is what it's giving me as my first input. It's not what I asked for, is it? I want more of this. I want more of this. And less whatever this is. Because this is pots. So many pots. I don't want any pots, dude. We got some cool outputs. Like these are very pretty to me, but I'm gonna have to like cap this. Watch. Second frame is gonna get generated now any second. But I'm gonna have to kill it. I don't think it's good enough. No, not even remotely. Watch. This is what you call garbage. What you call trash doo-doo. No, stop. Stop it, please. I need you to stop. Stop it. Thank you. Why? Why can't... So, we have this running theory that when you technically make it use less pixels, it actually ends up giving you, in some ways, better outputs because it doesn't have to think as hard about what to populate the image with. Maybe I can steer it in the right direction. Massive. A giant. Enormous. Colossal. Yes. Make them super big. This word is spelled incorrectly. Oh, I don't want to sign into Grammarly, dude. Leave me alone. Let's do 3 seconds again. With the HD this time. And then we're gonna try and like mess with the seed a little bit. See if we can get something potentially usable. Because this is what we've been doing, right? You were asking Joyvive, like how has the process been going? This was just today. And then yesterday as a folder as well. So yeah, we try and we try again. But then we get buildings like this and we have to like throw the whole project into trash. We really enjoyed, like I love the colors on these ones. Like that is like up my alley. But they keep giving us pots. So many pots. The training data has too many pots in them. Flowers and pots in the AI's brain are kind of the same thing, unfortunately. Hey, our first output is done. Here. No! This is trash. I mean, maybe it could look cool as a building. I would like to live here with the 55, pots just stacked in front of the building. But for what I'm trying to make right now, this is unusable. The second frame should be done. There it is. What is this? No, please. You know what the worst part is? I specifically stated. I beg it. Negative prompt. Houses. And pots and paths and hedges and walls and buildings. And malformed extra limbs that are poorly drawn, low resolution, blurry, text censored, deformed, disfigured, mutilated, ugly, human, people, person, face, portrait, figure. No humans, no buildings, no paths, no artificial structures, no human made objects, no signs of civilization, no cultivated landscapes, no tools, no fences, no roads. And it still is like, yeah, how about I how about I don't listen to any of that, bro? How about let's try a different model? Oh, I should probably not load a model while it's still processing. It's fine. It's fine. It didn't crash anything, so. But I really do think the resolution makes a difference, and downscaling my resolution doesn't really fill me with joy either. I don't like the idea of that. Right, that video is done. Or it's gonna be done any second now. Right here, please. Please, sir. Give me a new frame, please. Here are one of the other ones we do believe is usable. Maybe. If you like, tunnelness, this is the infinite tunnel that just tunnels infinitely into all of the other directions. You want more tunnels? I can do more tunnels, and then more tunnels, and then more tunnels yet still, and then more, and then more and more. This is not a bad output, but in comparison to this one for me, with again the like floral motif, I think this is gonna look incredible on the side of a mountain. This, however, will look incredibly bad on the side of a mountain. Oh yes, pots. Oh yes, malformed buildings. Oh yes, what's happening? And what is happening right now? Nay. Let's see. Let's let you do literally a single second of video. And then we're gonna start messing with seed. Let's do 44. We're also using a new model as well now, so let's see if that helps. This model we're using right now is technically trained on landscapes and stuff. So ideally there's not supposed to be any any buildings. I think the fluorescent bulb is outputting some weird light. Sorry if it's flickering. I have to go. Life is calling. Bless you. Go and do the things you said you're gonna do, friend. I love the infinital tongues. The flowers are boring. Huh. You know what we can do though? I can do both. I can have infinite tunnels and flowers. And more. And more. More still. I probably will. Alright. This thing is done with its first frame, I believe. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That is nice. I like this. I think that's the first frame we just got. The problem is it has a hard time with these white blocks because it basically makes another frame by zooming out of this one. And then it's like, oh, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And then it just makes these big like triangles of white empty space. This is a good quality output though. Even though it's similar flowers, I like the way it looks. And I think it would look good on a mountain as well. Here's the new output, but you see what I mean? See what I mean with these triangles? And it makes bigger triangles again on the sides of them. So I don't think this one has what it takes either. Here's the video. The 1 second video. Let's try seed number 34. Give me something better. Ouch. And then we'll try a different diffusion model again as well, maybe. Maybe see if that's going to make a difference. But yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff. Some of them less usable than others, some of them very fast. Like very, very fast. Also has multiple suns. This is a little bit sped down. But because of how high quality this model is, it's almost hard for it to deal with the little blockiness. Still pretty psychedelic. Watching the world just fall away from you infinitely. Then we had some trouble getting something we liked. Then we got this. Also looks pretty sick. And then we experimented some more. I tried to get something in this kind of style, but they still look a little bit wonky. I also did render this at lower resolution, so it's faster. Then we got some just flowers being zoomed out on, which gets very boring and also very repetitive because it's pointing down, so it has a hard time with that. Yeah, and then the flowers. Our new video is done. Number 34. This already has more potential. And I don't have one like this yet, so let's do 34 seconds of that. And we keep the seed the same. And let's see if it gives us something we can use. But again, now because we're literally watching the frames as they're being generated, you can tell it to stop when you don't like what it's making. Some of the outputs are better than others. Lower res little flowers. These flowers looked so good. They do look so good to me. The textures are like very interesting as well in this. But I cannot get this model to not make pots. If it keeps zooming out from this, it inpaints all of these leaves, and then eventually it paints a pot at the bottom of it. And I do not want that. I do not want any pots, please. Are we done? Yeah. Here's the first. No. Here's the first frame. And yeah, Joyviv, like this is, I probably shouldn't do this because it's pretty resource intensive, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is gonna go on. Could go on. My PC is making sounds that it's not supposed to make. I'm sorry, PC. I'm sorry. You see? So like, this is the side of a mountain. And then you can map onto it different things. Alright. So that is the plan here. So we just want very crisp, like these thick petals will look really good. And I don't know if you noticed it there. Maybe I can open it up for you again. Maybe I can play you some media instead. No, fine. My poor PC. You got this, PC. You got this. You got this. You're fine. You're fine. I love you. You're great and perfect. So, let me see if I punch in on that, if you can see what's happening. So even if it will be simple, Joyviv, you see how there's like these extra energies at the bottom of them, right? That's like what I meant with the whole layering thing. So there will be adequate complexity. I trust people won't be bored. People won't be bored looking at the visuals. We can actually check the frames being made. Not here, but here. It's gonna be very white and bright, but we can map things onto the whiteness. So I wanted one like this. This is fine so far for me. As long as it doesn't start making pots, I'm happy. I'm gonna still be happy. New frame. Refresh. Bonk, 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 bonk. It's definitely a different vibe than the previous ones. I still want some of these though. I get it. I agree. I do. I do think I know which model I made these with, so I will go back to it and try and fine tune it. But this is gonna have to go now. I like it enough to feel comfortable leaving it. I feel got to show you friends what's happening as well. Let's return. Whew. There we go. Back again. Let me open up the chat. Oh, Melita and Shell was here as well. Hope you're still here. Sending you blessings. I put a link in the YouTube playlist in at general. I'll drop it and share music or whatever it's called. Thank you. Bless. What a cute box. Thank you. My box that I sleep in. Yeah, it is very small. But I sleep. I sleep with my eyes closed, so I don't get to see how small it is. One last thought about doing what you say you will. I know in the book, The Four Agreements, one of the agreements is be impeccable with your word. Yes. When I first read that, my heart sank at the thought of how many times I didn't follow through on the things I said I would do. Again, celebrating you for having said you're gonna do things and having done them. Right? Just celebrating the fact that that's even something that's possible. Well, this is the grounding call out that I think I need. You are loved. Good enough. Good enough for me to want to will. Love is true. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Noticing is a first step. So much love. Right? Can you follow through is better than you give yourself credit for. I agree. Maybe it's the process too, involving others into the ideas once they're already in motion. I don't know. I'm a masterful procrastinator and even better forgetter. Joe, it might also be mental load, fatigue in terms of getting the fam off their butts and doing fun things together. I have to nag so much I lose my enthusiasm for it. But when we do something, we always have a great time. Or almost always. Yeah. I stop talking and go do things some more. I have to go. Love you. Love you, Lewis. And I get it, right? And I'm like that as well, where I have to really nag my family, for example, to try and have a good time. And then because of that energy of me having to beg a person to have a good time, now I'm not having a good time. Right? And even if you were up to having a good time, now we're not having a good time anymore. Kind of vibes. I love the infinite tunnels, bless. I'm happy like them. We'll use them. They'll be used. I want to hear more. The topic is one that I've been weighing myself down for sure with. I can only reel so much in my own head. I could benefit from other perspectives and solutions to consider outside my own thoughts. My perspective on you, Joe, is that I love you and I think you're great. That's a true statement. You can fact check me. Louisiana, I could benefit. Love you again. Jovan, do you mean not asking for what you want or procrastinating or neither? Maybe with dealing with the thoughts. Dealing with the thoughts, I think, is what I understood at least. I could benefit, yeah, outside of my own thoughts. Jovan, also, aren't you guys projecting on our rock face? I don't know how perfect the flowers need to be. You're not doing a screen projection, and why aren't they your flowers? Why are they real flowers? They will be my flowers. And the idea we have is to have like a white cutout. I'm saying cutout liberally, kind of, but a circular, maybe like pipe structure that has white stretch pulled over it that needs to be put on that mountain face. And then as this tunnels deeper, there's like a singular circle that is perfectly clear in the middle of it. And then I want my flowers to be like in the middle of that. That's kind of, my own biased idea. You could see it a little bit on that preview I showed you. But yeah, my flowers could also probably be a vibe, just like massively displayed onto the side of those mountains. Feels kind of lazy though. Would it be lazy? Nah, I'll just make flowers for the event. I like the first image of the dude with the long sleeves. We aren't doing people that much, Nancy. People don't look good in these models just yet. So your brain is like, you get that uncanny valley feeling, and we're trying to avoid that. More so for not finding the focus to do things I want to do, mostly for others. It's a lot of things for others all the time, but the things I haven't completed are heavy. I do a lot of things for others all the time. I got that one as well. I've arrived at workplace talking about doing things for others all the time. Thank you for your contemplation. Thank you for letting us feel with you, Joe. Have a sweet day, Joe. Sending all of you friends love-ins. I'm gonna pull us a card, and then I can say goodbye to you, friends. I can say goodbye to your friends for today. Go on. Do you know which card it is? And that be this one. It's not lazy, it's what I expected to see. I'm not feeling them regular flowers at all, but it's just my opinion, man. I mean, I appreciate you giving me your opinion, Joy Beef, because that whole festival is kind of a celebration of the feminine. That's what the festival is for. So, you being of the feminine, right? Like I am too, for what it's worth. I do value your input, and it is making me think. It is making me think. Maybe I do. Maybe I do just use my own flowers, infinitely blooming outwards. I can see it looking good. It would look good. But it might look incomplete. Might look like not enough. I'll see. I'll see what I end up doing. Fortunately, we will have a fair bit of time to experiment and to get better at the creative process as well. I want to train whole models on my flowers actually, and then teach the models that those are flowers. These things that I'm showing you right now, this is what a flower is. And then I'm going to ask it to grow flowers in my environment. And hopefully it does what I told it to do. Hopefully. One more time. infinite wisdom. Whales are denizens of the deep, caretakers of oceanic wisdom and record keepers of planet Earth. They communicate by means of song, stories, and telepathy. Whales remember how to travel with grace of movement over thousands of miles, following ancient migration routes. The four horizontal figure-8 Mobius strips suggests that there is wisdom greater than time and depth. There is infinite wisdom. Pulling this card could find you seeking a measure of wisdom to help you comprehend the situation. Something does not make sense. And as such, you are having a difficult time understanding why events are occurring as they are. Quiet your thoughts and allow your consciousness to float in this fluid blue ocean. Tune into the wisdom the humpback mother and calf embody. You may want to trace an infinity symbol on your forehead or palm, or wave your hands in a figure-8 motion in the air in front of you. Whatever helps you connect with the infinite wisdom. Telepathically plug in to the records kept by these magnificent cetaceans. Ask this infinite source to offer you the wisdom you require to bring greater understanding to your thoughts. Woo! I wonder if Joe is still here lurking. If your inquiry is not one of confusion, this card confirms that you are indeed in touch with insight and good judgment, and you may be assured that your decisions will be sound. Celebrate your own wisdom. Celebrating your own wisdom is, in a way, you showing up for the things you say, right? You can only be wise if you've shown up for things, right? You're like, what's happening, Mel? I just saw my own face for a second, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, being a person and stuff. Goodness. Nobody prepares you for being a person. Celebrate your own wisdom. Yeah. Yeah. Celebrate your own wisdom. Maybe that is the thing, right? Nobody prepares you for being a person, so celebrate your own wisdom. The fact that you're personing as well as you are, impressive. Is impressive. I thank you, friends, for joining me. I'm gonna generate goodbye. Share some new. Okay, Connor. It's nice seeing you. It reminds me what Natalie said in yoga about respecting what everyone has to offer, no matter their age, at her new job, right? I was thinking about Natalie as well in that moment, actually, so I'm feeling that. Please write us a goodbye message that beautifully encapsulates and celebrates how every single one of the friends that are here today said that they will be, and then they showed up for it. Have the most wondrous day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so astonishingly, tremendously, and marvelously, heartwarmingly, profoundly, exponentially, fantastically, splendidly, beautifully, touchingly. Melt, and all of you, oh so inspiring, understanding, and uplifting, compassionate, thoughtful, incredible, loving, amazing, caring, kind friends who had declared their greatness and showed up magnificently today. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like that. Thank you for declaring your magnificence. Just simply by your presence, dear friends. Simply miss you all. We're here every day, bro. It's nice having you here. Now, giving you huggins, sending you lovins, and I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow.